Word, I pull the trigger long, grit my teeth straight, every nigga's gone. Got my block, sold on and dope spots. Last thing I sweat, so suck a rock top. Move like a king when I roll hot. You try to flex, bang, another nigga drop. You gotta deal with this, cause there's no way out. Why? Cash money ain't never gonna play out. I got nothing to lose, much to gain. In my brain, I got a capitalist migraine. I gotta get paid tonight. You motherfucking right, taking my grip and check my bitch, keep my game tight. So many hoes on my job, think I'm a movie star.
19.
I got a $50,000 car. Go to school, I ain't going for it. Kiss my ass, bust the cap on the moed. Cause I don't wanna hear that crap. I'd rather be a New Jack hustler. Hustler. Hustler, hustler. Hustler. H-U-S-T-L-E-R, hustler.
Yo, man, you know what I'm saying? You got boys all my man. I like how it's going down. You got the fight, hard. The girls with jewels. Look at that waist right there. You know it's real. It's not be real. And you're the slightest thing I've seen in my life.
We have an order, $11.75, 3.2 miles. Total require a long run from that same place. Who I'm the illest. I got higher than Bruce Willis.
Me working at 50 that's the joke, cause I'm never gonna be broke. When I gotta be bullets and gun smoke. You don't like my lifestyle, fuck you, fuck you. I'm rolling with the New Jack crew. And I'm a hustler. H-U-S-T-L-E-R, hustler. New Jack, New Jack, New Jack, hustler. New Jack, hustler. New Jack, New Jack, New Jack, hustler. New Jack, New Jack, hustler. New Jack, New Jack, New Jack, hustler. New Jack, hustler, hustler. Here I come, so you better break north as I drive. My gold chain fly back and forth. I hear nothing about you, and that's evident. All I love is my dope and dead president. Sound crazy? Well, it isn't. The ends justify the means, that's the system. I learned that in school, then I dropped out. Hit the street, check the grip, and now I got clout. I had nothing, and I wanted it. You had everything, and you wanted it. Turned the needy into the greedy with cocaine. My success came speedy. Got me twisted, jammed into a paradox. Every dollar I get, another brother drop. Maybe that's the plan, and I don't understand. Goddamn, you got me sinking in quicksand. But since I don't know, and I ain't never learned, I gotta get paid. I got money to earn with my posse out on the app. Bump my sound, crack my 40 and laugh. Cool out and watch my new Benz clean. Is this a nightmare? I'll be a American dream. So think twice if you're coming down my block. You want to journey through hell when shit gets hot. Pregnant teens, children scream. Life is weighed on the scales of a triple B. You don't come here much, then you better not go move. Ambulance cop, I gotta get more money than you got. So what if some motherfucker gets shot? That's how the game is played. Another brother slain with wounded feet, but they giving us a band-aid. My education's low.
Get ready, guys. You know we're gonna get a lid on this fucking stream.
There'll be another one after me, a hustler.
All right. What is happening, fellow pioneers of human transportation? I'm Yogi Steve. You're watching another live stream, the Voromotors Podcast number 49. I think I have that right. Almost 50. Pretty cool. Sponsored podcast. Just means I get paid by Voro for doing these. Doesn't mean I'm not going to give you the least biased information possible on scooters and such. Of course, you know, I can talk to you about DoorDash, really anything else. But I appreciate your support. It's good to see you new people. What's up, Birdie Boys? There's a new name right there. Never seen you before. It says, I am Steve. No, I'm Steve. We can both be Steve. What is going on, Don Scott? Old school, electric rider as well. Good to see you. Hope you're healing up well. And Mike GTR says, yeah, this New Jack City is a great album. Just watched this with my girlfriend. So again, podcasts are sponsored. I do also do DoorDash live streams, which I love doing. You guys have been really supportive of those, watching those, giving me views, giving me super chats. Let me set a super chat goal for this one. Be a dream to make $50 every single time I streamed, but that might be a lot to ask for. But regardless, I'm happy to do it. I get paid a little bit. Voromotors is taking very good care of me. What do I do with my super chat money? I pay bills. Just dropped like $650 on a 5G personal hotspot. I should show it to you. It's actually pretty cool. This is my 4G hotspot that I've been streaming on, and it's been kind of shitty. It's this device right here. The brand is Solus. This is called SIMO, S-I-M-O. But this costs like $100 for the device, and then $100 a month for unlimited streaming. But the problem with that is it's only 4G, and when I move around a lot or when I go into a tall building, I always lose the stream. So when I'm doing the delivery videos, I really wish they could just be straight. Like I would stream the entire session, you know, a whole 4-hour stream if I could. But it's every time it kicks out, you know, you lose the audience. You got to rebuild them. It kind of sucks. So I bought this. This is the 5G device. It was recommended by Sensei Moyer. You guys have heard me talk about him. Real successful guy. Does a ton of traveling, even outside of the country, right? And he takes this with him everywhere. So this is a 5G. And I just started using this, and it's a little bit problematic. I realized on my GoPro, if I try to stream from there, it was still choppy, but I realized I had my GoPro set to like the highest setting, like the most quality video. I realized pretty quickly if I lower it, that I'll be able to, I think it's gonna work. So tomorrow I go to work, I'm gonna be shooting long form and live video at the same time. So I'm really excited to go out there and try this new 5G platform, this new 5G personal hotspot. A couple things early. I will say hello to everybody. A couple things really quick. So you guys know that I almost always only promote like what I'm riding on any given day. But I do get an affiliate commission for almost every single vehicle that Voromotors sells. And it's really just been my bad. I really should, in every single video that I make, including the live streams, in the description, have links for all the scooters that they sell. Because even without my bonus codes, I still get a commission. If you want a little bit of a knowledge from the inside of like the affiliate world, as I never really made much money when there was no bonus codes. I feel like my viewers are super loyal. They want me to be successful, want me to make some money. You know, there's not much money in YouTube. I get a couple $100 from ad revenue, you know, for 50,000, 100,000 views a month, whatever I get. So the affiliate sales are super important to me. But I only really promote the vehicles that I'm riding on any given day. So I finally made affiliate links for all the vehicles that Voromotors sells. So you guys all know that I've been riding the EMOVE Cruiser a ton. I've been riding that as my first vehicle every single day for a couple of months now. I think I've done 1,700 miles, so I've probably done 40 or 50 delivery videos on it. And I really do like the Cruiser V2, the all-wheel drive, a little more expensive than the single motor version. But I put my affiliate links for the dual motor version, they call it the all-wheel drive, the single motor V2 version, which is still a great scooter, a big upgrade from the first gen. But if you want to get like a bargain scooter, I think the EMOVE Cruiser S, the EMOVE Cruiser with the sine wave controller, but with the old frame, Voromotors still has those in stock, and they're like $1,100. So if you're looking to get like your first big scooter that's it's not super expensive, you know, the first generation does have problems. The frame's a little bit difficult to manage. You got to be careful going up hills. If you're heavier, over 220, I would say is heavier. Maybe not the scooter for you. It's easy to burn out the controller. But I get kickbacks on all the EMOVE Cruisers, and I've driven all of them. So, you know, you can check the link in description. You guys know I'm riding the hell out of my InMotion RS. I actually just posted a 3,000 plus mile review for the InMotion, and that's my favorite. I look at scooters by class. I mean, I feel like I say the same thing every stream, every time, but that's like my favorite scooter in the $4,000 price point. But right now, for whatever reason, tariffs or not, it looks like the tariffs are off. I knew that was all just political maneuvering. I mean, I didn't talk about it much in the stream. I really don't want to. But the InMotion RS, they have the 2.0 version, which fixes the problems that the original RS had. Mostly the main problem was the motor cable wires were overheating. These plug-and-play wires, like super common for these to overheat. Roadrunner Pro also has those. Has had the same problem, but less actually. Roadrunner Pro had its own problems. What's my dog doing? Ripley, what are you doing? Fucking dog. My landlord texted me while I was out and said my dog was like fucking crying. But anyhow, InMotion RS, my favorite $4,000 scooter, the 2.0 with the improved cable wires, motor wires, as well as a better app, a better software, $3,500. this is a fucking sick deal. This is, I don't know why they lowered the price like that. I don't even think my bonus code works on that. My bonus code is ESAMIDNIGHT. I'm not even sure if my code's only good for the midnight version, the black one, or also the other color. I think the yellow that they stock now. But somebody did buy one of the light version of the 2.0, which I don't know how they did. I didn't even see it available on the site. But apparently there is a 2.0 light version. Somebody bought that using my link. I got a little kickback, whoever that was. Thank you very much. I really need it. But InMotion RS, links are in description. ESAMIDNIGHT's the code. You guys know I'm really, really deep into the Roadrunner line. I was one of the first affiliates to have a Roadrunner. I have all the models: Roadrunner Pro, Roadrunner SE, Roadrunner V2, and V3. The Roadrunner SE is the smaller model, so if you're looking for maybe a scooter that you just want to do modifications on, a lot of people are buying the Roadrunner to modify. That was actually my plan with the SE, because for me it's too small for deliveries. I was actually thinking that the SE might be a really good scooter to have my girlfriend practice on, because it's just a single motor, a very, very safe, relatively slow, like 24 mile per hour scooter. And but the SE, it's like under $1,000. Great scooter, no problems with it. No, when I say no problems with the scooter, I mean systemically. There haven't really been systemic problems with the SE. That's available under $1,000. The V2 is still available. I didn't even know that. I was looking at the site today while I was making my affiliate links. I guess the V2 is a little less expensive than the V3. What it doesn't have is the shocks that the V3 has or the pedals. The upgrade on the V3, which is also like a perfect scooter, like there's no complaints on the V3. The only complaint ever on the V3 and the V2 right now is maybe the tires are a little finicky. Sometimes you have to, take them off and put them back on. You want to come up here and say hello, guy? Come on, let's go. Say hello to Bishop. This is my little guy. So, but I got bonus codes for those. Electric Scooter Academy, link in description. Roadrunner Pro, a lot going on with that. There's new models coming out. The first gen Roadrunner Pro is done. They're not making it anymore. They still have some for sale. I only know that because I did sell a couple in the last few months. But within the last couple of weeks, Melvin has announced on the EMOVE Roadrunner, get out of there, I'm trying to drink my coffee. I could have named this dog coffee, he likes it so much. Melvin mentioned on the EMOVE Roadrunner Academy, which is, you got to join that group. We're almost at 5,000 members. Very, very active group, and really, really a very, I think it's like a very clear group. I've never blocked anybody who's had a problem. I only block trolls and assholes on there. But it's been a long ride with these Roadrunners, especially the Pro. So I guess Melvin and Voromotors has kind of given up on the first gen. They're not making them anymore. Some still available for sale. They're under $3,000. I think they're $2,600. My bonus code gets you 50 off. But if you have a problem with the scooter, you can go to EMOVE Roadrunner Academy, and these guys are like super, super knowledgeable. The way I run my academies, which is what I call my Facebook groups, I also have I should promote my InMotion RS Academy is doing actually pretty good. Oh, thank you, Silent But Electric. I really appreciate that super chat. Thank you, Silent But Electric. $5. We're 10% into the goal. Thank you very much. But lost my train of thought really quick. What I love about the stream is I allow myself to drink coffee after the morning. So, but there are new Roadrunner models coming out. I'm not sure if they're going to be called Roadrunner Pro 2, Roadrunner Max. Development of new vehicles takes a long time. That is one thing that I thought that the tariffs was going to slow down, was the creation of new products. Because right now at Voro, we're really waiting for the Project Daytona, the very, very big, like the 72 volt, whatever amp hour it's going to be, very, very big scooter that's like an EMOVE scooter, which basically is like Voromotors' house brand. And that, I think Melvin said that was going to come out in March, then in May. I don't think we're going to see it in May. But very exciting to have a new big scooter in the fleet. I'll be really looking forward to getting one of those. But anyhow, just sticking with these scooters that are in the links. Now, I didn't even realize it. I realized it, but I don't like trying to sell stuff that I don't actually ride or own. But the Eride Pro SS 2.0 and the Altis Pro, these are the super high-end bikes. When I say high-end, I think they're above 5,000. The Eride Pro maybe is 4,500. You can just look it up. There are links in the description. But I do get a very small kickback on these expensive bikes. So if you're looking at an Eride Pro, if you're looking at this Altis Pro, please use my links. It just goes a long way. I found it very hard to make affiliate commissions without bonus codes. And also without regularly promoting, because I'm such a small YouTuber. I'm not like Ginger on Wheels or Freshly Charged or Electric Scooter Guide, where I get 50,000 views. I can get 50,000 views on a video. I get a couple thousand views, but I do 5 videos a week if I can to get 50,000 views a month. Point being is, if you're looking at the Eride Pro, you couldn't do any better than use my link. If you're looking at the Altis Pro, couldn't do any better than use my link. Now, as far as like stuff that's really coming, I got a great message from Melvin. with a little video, 10-second video with the Teveruns are here, the Mini Fighter and the Supreme, right? So it's the 60 volt. I don't know, actually. Let me just make sure I get this right. I don't want to fuck this up. I feel like I'm a little bit fucking spaced on these Teveruns, because I mean, I remember when we were selling Cabos, I couldn't fucking remember the name of anything, like, until I ride it. So I'm gonna have those. They're gonna be here probably this week. They're gonna be here this week. I'm either gonna get them, like, Melvin's either gonna give them to me to own, or I'm gonna get them as loaners. It does not really make a difference to you guys, because I'm gonna put in crazy mileage for sure. Let me look at these Teveruns really quick. Make sure I give you the right name, give you the right specs. Yeah, these are the new ones coming out. You got the Fighter. What is it? There's something, the goddamn website needs a little bit of work here. All right, so the Fighter Mini Pro and the Fighter Supreme 7260. So the Fighter Mini Pro, the retail on that is $21.99. Says it goes 40 miles top speed, 50 miles range, which we know is only going to happen on flats in first gear. You're not going to ride it like that. But very exciting, like a new sort of, I call anything in that price range like a mid-size scooter. 60 volt, 25 amp hour LG battery, and the scooter looks fucking great. I always say that, I've said it for a while, that these Teveruns look like, what if Dualtron would have actually changed their fucking design, changed their models a little bit. This is what they would look like, these Teveruns. So I really like this, the Mini Fighter. I'm excited to be riding this one, but I'm really more excited, mostly for DoorDash shifts, to have the Fighter Supreme. My friend Louis from Average Guy 1983, make sure you give him a follow. I should put him in the links as well. He already got one. I mean, this guy, he uses his own money. He's got a serious electric scooter collection. He's even got like a Dualtron X. That's like a $6,000-$7,000 scooter. But the 7260, what's cool about it is I can always remember the battery size, because that's what the battery is. 72 volts, 60 amp hours. Oh, Crom, thank you for the $5. Is that Australian? Whatever it is, I really appreciate it. I appreciate you commenting on every video. It says, glad you enjoyed your trip to Joshua Tree. Kudos to your girlfriend. Yeah, I've been very opaque that my girlfriend took me away. I'm the bitch in this relationship. I mean, sort of, not really, but, you know, she's more successful than me, and she just took care of it. You know, she took care of everything. I paid for as much as I could. You know, I paid just for as much as I possibly could, but going to Joshua Tree, staying in like a super high-end place is crazy expensive. Rented a crazy expensive fucking brand new 2025 Jeep. I'll talk about that later, but it was awesome. Thank you, Crom. The super chats go a long way. But the 7260, what I really need is a scooter with more range. So the 7260 is 72 volt. It's called the Teverun Fighter Supreme, but 60 amp hour battery. Now, when you talk about innovation in the scooter world, I've actually said, and I've said this more than a year ago on like the first Voromotors podcast that I did at Melvin's place. I said, I don't really think that we can improve these scooters very much. I think that guys might buy a stock scooter and then modify it, make a bigger battery, better brakes, better motor, whatever. But the design is simple. It's a deck, it's a stem, it's a battery, it's a motor, it's a controller, it's a BMS, the battery management system. It's very simple. I don't see how they can make that better. Sure, you can put Magura brakes on a scooter, whatever, no big deal. They're so fucking expensive. And you can put PMTs, real rubber tires instead of nylon tires on a scooter. But I don't think that scooters can really be improved that much. I don't really know what the future holds. They can only make them bigger, which I'm not really like thrilled where, you know, like the next new scooters are going to be 84 volts for sure. We're going to be seeing this. You're already seeing it in the bike world. You got 84 volts, 96 volts. And I feel like, are people riding these just for thrills? I feel like to really sell a lot of scooters and bikes, we want to sell them to people that are using them for commuting, that are using them in their real life. I think it's not a huge part of the market where people are just riding them to go super fast. I knew one guy, my friend Elias, remember him? This guy used to take his fucking GT, his Cabo GT, and go out on fucking Ventura and go 60 miles, but for distance. But I don't think the thrill seeker market is the real market. And, you know, evidence for that is why commuter scooters are so popular. You know, like as you go up in price, less scooters are sold. You know, I've called this from the beginning. It's a price point business. So that's why, like the Segway ES4, the 9-bot Maxes, the even to a certain degree the EMOVE Cruisers, the less expensive scooters, those are the ones that people are buying. Not everybody can afford $2,500, $3,500, $4,000 plus for a scooter. And when I bought my first $4,000 scooter, I borrowed money. You know, I put some on credit, put some on the cash I had, borrowed money from my mom. This is embarrassing. And borrowing in my family means my mom just gave me money. So not like I paid her back. So 2019, that was my first big scooter. But these scooters are expensive. And it's very easy for something to go wrong. They're very difficult to fix. So what's my point? That it's a price point business. And what I really need for DoorDash, I'm really the only person that's really doing deliveries on a stand-up scooter as many miles as I have. Sure, some people are doing it, but where is everybody? Where's Rudy? Rudy was doing it for a while. My friend Landry, he was doing it on his Thunder, but then it went down for a while. I actually sold Landry my Thunder 3 recently. I gave it to him for a song. So Landry, I hope you're doing good with it. He's a really good guy. I gave him a super sweet price. I'm not an affiliate. I mean, I have affiliate links for Mini Motors, but nobody buys anything. So I was blessed that they did finally give me a scooter, but I didn't like it that much, to be honest with you. I really like the older models. I still have my Dualtron Storm, which Melvin gave me, Voromotors gave me as the first thing they ever gave me. That's what they got my loyalty right there. That was an unbelievable day. The story goes, I've told a million times, I was ready to give up YouTube just because there's no money in it. And then I get like a message from Melvin, hey, we got to get rid of that old Dualtron Ultra. Here's a Dualtron Storm. And he didn't even ask me for anything. Didn't ask me to make any videos or nothing. I just assumed, all right, I'll make videos. He must have known that what I do is I make delivery videos, and if I have a storm, I'll make a ton of videos. We did sell some Dualtrons. I sold way more Dualtrons with Voromotors than I did with Mini Motors. To Voro's credit, they gave me a great bonus code. I had like a $300 off bonus code for a while. But Voro, for a long time, it's old news. Just like Cabo, old news. Voromotors doesn't deal with them anymore. Again, point being, I'm leading to, I need as much range as I can get. What's up, Das Giro, the Carolinian hamster YouTuber? Hope you're doing, VTuber. Hope you're doing good. I'll say hello to everybody, I promise. The 7260, the 60 amp hour battery. So I led with, what can we know about scooters, right? What's up, Aubrey? So finally, they made a scooter with a bigger battery. I actually felt like scooters won't change until like world technology changes, until they can compress more range into smaller batteries. The problem with batteries is, one, they're expensive. I saw somebody complaining they were dealing directly with InMotion. They needed a new battery for their RS, and they were retailing it for like 2,600 or 2,700 bucks. I think Voro has them for 15. I'm not even sure. But basically, if I needed to replace a battery on a scooter, I would just buy a new scooter. They're so expensive. They're so fucking heavy. So I think that we will see, within my lifetime at least, a better style of batteries. You know, lithium batteries, I mean, they suck. They cause fires, and when you have a fire with a lithium battery, it's like a spaceship blowing up, like a rocket going off in your home. So lithium batteries are as good as they can be. I mean, they use them obviously in cars, but you know, and people are finding out that those batteries don't last forever, and when you replace them, in the scooter world, they're like half or more of the cost of the scooter. In the car world, I mean, like a Tesla battery for like any Tesla, I think it's like 25 grand or more, something like that. But I hope that they will eventually discover a better way to power electric vehicles. So I don't think scooters are going to get much better. Stand-up scooters, even e-bikes, they're not going to get much better until battery technology changes. Now that's like a tall order, right? That's a big thing to ask for. So, but I'm very excited that the 7260 Teverun Fighter Supreme 60 amp hour battery. Up until now, the biggest battery I've got is 40 amp hours. It's in the InMotion RS. Even the Cabos didn't have 40 amp hours. And I get really good range on the InMotion. Now, a lot of guys will hear this range that I get and say it's not a lot, but you don't know much about scooters. You've only read about scooters. I can get 35, maybe 40 miles range at like high 30 mile per hour speeds on the InMotion RS. That's the speeds I usually use for deliveries. And that's plenty of range for a shift. But the problem is I have to go home and switch it for another scooter if I want to make more money. If I want to make more than $100 in a day, I got to use 2 scooters. But if I get this Teverun Fighter Supreme 7260, I'm sure I will at one point, 60 amp hours, will I be able to do 50 plus mile shifts at decent speeds? Sure, you could probably do 100 miles on the 60 amp hour battery in first gear, but I'm not driving 20 miles an hour for deliveries. It's torture, absolute fucking torture driving really slow. But I'll get to your comments, guys, I promise. But very excited about the Fighter Supreme coming in. And I'm going to do a massive shift on that. I'm going to get up at 9 and work to 5, right? I think that's the fucking dream. The problem is coming home, it's like I got to come home, I got to feed and walk my dogs. The second I'm home, my dogs are excited. You got to walk them. And it's not like I come home and just switch vehicles and go right out. I waste a little time, you know, do a bong hit, go back out. but I can't wait to have a 60 amp hour battery. I can't wait to see what that actual range is. That's gonna be fucking sick. All right, it's been long enough. Let me say hello to you guys. Man, I fucking cranked my back working out today. I don't know how the fuck I did that too. It's fucking stupid. Yeah, again, thank you for the super chat, Crom. Don Scott, good to see you. Electric Rider, Mike GTR, Birdie Boys, how you doing? Archangel says, gay live here, LGBTQ plus 100%. You know, I don't mind that. I get a little annoyed with the trolling where people ask me if I'm gay. I feel like they're just trolling. I mean, I'm not offended by it. I just feel like it's like a childlike thing. But if you're claiming it, if you're living it, if you're loving it, Archangel, I support you. And we'll find out if you're trolling me. Disaster A31 says, Goober, I hear you. A-hole, that's the name of his thing. Help support your, what the fuck? I can't read that. Aubrey, how you doing? Says, how was the desert? Did you bring scooters? Let me tell you something, actually. I regret not bringing a scooter out to the desert. I've never been to Joshua Tree. I mean, I was there for like 2 hours years ago, 15 years ago. But to me, it's like, I just thought everything would be super sandy. And I don't really want my scooters in that environment. Not that I worry about them getting aesthetically dirty. I just feel like these vehicles are porous. Like, I won't bring them out in wet weather. So I felt like, I don't want to bring a scooter out to the desert. We rented this fat fucking 4-door Jeep, which, oh my God, we fell in love with. I think my girlfriend's going to buy one. She's in the market for a new vehicle anyhow. And she loves me. So she saw me driving this thing. Oh, it was fucking great. I've driven twice any distance in the last 15 years. I went to Rider Fest in 2023. I rented a car with my good friend Ryan. We went out to Rider Fest in Apple Valley. It's like an hour and a half away. I drove there in a rental car, a shitty cheap rental car. But man, to be in like a fat Jeep like this, I don't like white vehicles. Everything was white. It was beautiful. And oh, it was so great riding out there. But I wish, and the thing is, we packed a lot of stuff, but I didn't bring a scooter because I didn't think I would use it. I should have realized there's amazing roads out there in Joshua Tree, paved highway style roads, freeway roads that I could have made cool videos on. But, I'm on vacation with my girlfriend. She doesn't drive, she doesn't ride really. I guess she could have followed me in the Jeep. Oh, that would have been cool. Fuck, I should have done that. But I didn't bring a vehicle to Joshua Tree. I regretted it when I got there, when I saw that there were some amazing roads. And every once in a while, like we were sitting in the apartment and my girlfriend's like, I want ice cream. And I thought she's kidding because she doesn't really eat junk food, but it was her birthday. So, she wanted to have some sweets. I actually convinced her not to eat the Halo. She's always watching what she eats, so she'll eat the Halo ice cream, that like half-calorie nonsense. Or if I eat ice cream, I only eat Ben and Jerry's. Maybe a Haagen-Dazs, but really Ben and Jerry's. So I talked her into getting the dirt cake. That's one of my favorite flavors from Ben and Jerry's. I don't even think she liked it. Point being is, I wish I would have brought a scooter out to Joshua Tree. I don't know why I didn't. My girlfriend is texting me saying we'll have to go back. Hey, listen, baby, whatever you want. You are the boss when it comes to traveling. But I think we're going to go other places soon. So, but yeah, we had a great time there. I wish I would have brought a scooter. It would have been very cool footage. So the point being is, when she wanted ice cream, so we both jumped into the Jeep, went not far. There's where we were staying, there was markets like a mile away, not even. But man, I could have just jumped on a scooter. Baby, you stay here, stay in the air conditioning. I'll go get the ice cream. But it didn't happen because I didn't bring a scooter. I regretted it, but the trip was fucking awesome. Mr. Hoodlum 420, how you doing? My local friend Jim, he just got approved for DoorDash. Says it's hard as hell. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm glad you made some money, Jim. Don Scott is talking about, I did some test runs of the GoPro using this from my apartment, and I realized, I said this earlier, I think, I want to have a good live stream on the road when I'm doing deliveries, and that means I don't want it to cut out. And I realized I have my GoPro set to highest quality. There's highest quality, like mid quality, and lower quality. So I put it in the lowest quality. I did a stream, and the picture still looked fucking fine to me, and it didn't glitch once. So I realized, maybe I'm pushing the GoPro connection to the internet too hard. So I'm excited, guys. Tomorrow I'm going out. The Teveruns aren't here yet. They're going to be here this week, I think. I'm going out first on my EMOVE Cruiser V2 all-wheel drive. Second shift, I'm going out on my InMotion RS. Only thing that might stop that is, my girlfriend and I, we always lift on Sundays, we train together. She's into Pilates and running. She's really gotten into Pilates. She looks good. But I just lift, I'm just a fat fuck. I just lift and I don't do any cardio or nothing. I don't even do yoga anymore. I should. But man, we did a whole workout. I do a very simple workout. Twice a week I do a push, I do a pull, I do biceps, I do triceps, and then I'm done. You know, it's like the most lame workout. I mean, I'm a lot smaller than I was even 5 years ago, but I guess I've lost some of my drive. Point being is, I was doing French presses, you know, boom, and I pick it off the ground, and I whip it over my head, and I go, I tweaked my back. And I felt bad because my girlfriend's there, and she's never seen me do this. Like, I hit the ground. Like, I have a bad back. It's just, I have what's called, Pavel Satsulin was one of my role models, one of my teachers, not in real life, but, you know, I learned from his students and from his videos. And he said there are just guys out there that have a glass back. Not everybody can barbell squat, deadlift squat for their whole life. So, but I have like a glass back. Basically, it's very easy for me to hurt my back. And I've been doing good for a couple of years. I think maybe within the last year I hurt it once. Man, I tweaked the fuck out of my back where I was on the ground. I felt bad because I've learned when I hurt my back to like stop moving. It was actually stupid because I put the weight overhead and I was doing my presses and I should have just stopped the set, but it was the last set. I was like, let me just finish this set. But I should have stopped. And then I put the weight away and I hit the ground and I was like, oh shit. So I tweaked my back. Now, traditionally, usually, riding the scooter standing doesn't bother my back. What I have to worry about is like leaning down to pick shit up. That's where I really can fuck myself up. So I'm definitely going to work tomorrow. I doubt I'm gonna be crippled because this back injury. There's a small chance that instead of doing a double, I'll just go out there and do a single. I'm not like super pressed for money. I'm doing like okay for money this month. But there's 2 working weeks left. I'm always checking the calendar. There's 2 working weeks left for DoorDash. So I wanted to work 2 doubles, 2 weeks of 5-day doubles. The great thing about this weather now, it's not going to rain. I'm not going to be rained out at all. But I want to make like $800 a week. You know, 1,000. It's a little hard to make a full 1,000. But if I can pull $800 during a work week, plus what I make as a personal trainer from YouTube affiliates, super chats, from everything that I do, I make enough money to live. So, but I really wanted to work doubles for the rest of the month. But if I'm fucked up tomorrow, if I have to just work a single, I'll just work a single. I'll come home and rest. But I'm definitely going to work a lot. I'm looking forward to getting out there. No Milk Money says my phone resolution is 1440p. Interesting. Fernando Cassione says hello. What's up, Fernando? How are you? From Portugal. Cool. Anguat C1 2.0. I have no idea what that is. Janoskia, number 1, says, hello, everyone. I hope you had a good weekend. Another regular. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Yeah, Fernando, I don't know about that scooter. I'm really sorry. Just a guy on the fly. He makes a really, really good point. This applies for every dealer. The biggest improvement current scooters can make is in quality control. No doubt about it. I mean, I'm very honest about like these scooters where the best scenario is you know how to fix them yourself. Level 1 is you can do tires and brakes. If you can do your own tires and brakes, you're saving yourself a lot of grief. Because depending on where you live, it's not that easy to find somebody to do this shit for you. A lot of bike shops won't work on electric scooters or electric bikes for whatever reason. I think a lot of it is because the tires are often connected to the vehicle, and I think they worry about stressing the motor wire, which, believe me, when I do a tire change, I worry about that as well. But I agree with that. Who was that? Just a guy on the fly. I have to tell you that I do agree with that quality control needs to get better, and this needs to start at the manufacturing side. You know, I actually feel like when it comes to PEVs, the best build quality comes from electric unicycles. I've followed that, you know, for a long time, and it seems like for some reason maybe they're simpler. Electric unicycles have great build quality. I don't really see people having like crazy problems with those. Electric bikes probably actually have better build quality than electric scooters in general. Scooters have their own unique issues, like the folding mechanism and the stem. Like that's a difficult thing. Like, you know, the new evolutions on stems and folding mechanisms are great, but they're still slightly inclined to being problematic. Electric scooter controllers are often a problem. Things have gotten better. I mean, things have definitely gotten better in the last 6 years since I've been doing this, but they can still improve. Yeah, again, hello, Dostiro, the Carolinian hamster VTuber. It's good to see you, old friend. Electric Rider says, at least Voro paid up. I don't know what you guys are talking about. They always take care of me. Jeff Becraft says that Jeep is $70K. Really, at 2025, that Jeep is $70,000? Damn. It was nice though, man. It wasn't the electric. I think I might have said initially we were going to rent an electric Jeep, but we ended up getting a gas one. And man, I liked it. And I personally, like, I'm not like a big fan of electric cars. Like, if I was to buy a car for myself today, I would still get gas. I realize California is going to make that harder and harder, which I'm also not for. I'm not for the government enacting laws to force people to buy certain things. But I still believe in gas cars. Like the build quality is unfucking believable. There's gas stations everywhere. But I have learned, because my girlfriend wants to get an EV, I'm not sure if she's going to, maybe a hybrid's the best, that there are in California charging stations everywhere. Like in Joshua Tree, plenty of charging stations. On the way to Joshua Tree, plenty of charging stations. So, I don't know. I'm still like, I can't help it. I'm like a Gen Xer. Like, I like gas vehicles. I'm a conservative when it comes to business. I don't want the government butting in. Let capitalism do its thing. If there's a demand for a product, let people sell them. So if I was to buy a car, I'd buy gas. But those of you guys who drive electric cars, God bless you, whatever the hell you want. I don't think they're terrible or anything, but I do believe in gas cars. 70 grand for that Jeep, damn. What's up, Linderman? How you doing, my friend? Sniper 2K6, how you do? It's good to see you, buddy. Oh yeah, Electric Rider says, at least Voro paid up. He says, paid on your affiliate sales without having to sell 10 scooters. Yeah, that was my problem I had with Mini Motors. Like, I guess, I have gossip on Mini Motors too, but I can't tell you. A friend of mine told me, but I can't release it yet. I haven't even said anything to Melvin. I got to keep this to myself. I think I just I didn't say anything, right? I'm just pre-gossiping. But yeah, Mini Motors had a $500 minimum on their affiliate sales. Like, that's fucking bullshit. Voromotors didn't have a minimum. They recently made the minimum $100, which is reasonable. So Mini Motors owes me a couple $100 since like last year for like 6 months. And I'm not getting it because they're very hard to sell. So you're right, at least Voro paid. I've never had a problem with my affiliate payments. If my payment's a day late, there's always a reason for it. And I feel like I'm not getting screwed at all. I'm very loyal to them. They really take care of me. What's up, Retro Shaver dude? How you doing, man? So do you know when Voro's going to have that newer version of the InMotion RS that's a little bit smaller? I think look, here's the deal. I'll have to ask Melvin, or I'll have to send a message to the people that I talk to over there. I know in my affiliate links, I just sold an InMotion RS 2.0 that I got credit for. It was $2,400. So I guess that's the improved version of the Lite. Only the Lite is the Lite has a smaller battery, which may or may not be worth it for you. It's got to be intoxicating, the idea of getting like a pretty big ass scooter, but for a lower price. But I'm not really sure right now. The Lite is discontinued according to the website, but I guess there must be some way to get the Lite 2.0. So just keep an eye on the website. Keep an eye on my links, because I'm sure I'll have a bonus code for it, at least an affiliate link that you can use. But I'm not really sure. Man, how much time? Oh, it's already 37 minutes. All right, guys. So let's light the smoke machine. I don't know if you guys know, we're definitely on this kick of a little bit of iced tea here. Here we go. I don't want this. I want some iced tea, actually. Let's go fucking... yeah. I love Original Gangster. There we go. Fuck yeah. I just introduced my girlfriend to this. She didn't listen to a lot of Ice T growing up. We played this whole album and I sang the lyrics for her. She was laughing her ass off. I love this album, 1991. This album is fucking great. Ice T, unbelievable. We actually watched New Jack City yesterday. It was awesome. It's got such a good voice, right? Like the Smoke Machine. That shit sounds like them. So I sat back, thought of a new track, didn't fantasize, came to pure facts. Motherfuckers got scared because they was unprepared. Who would tell it how it really was, who dared? I'm from the West Coast, LA, South Central, where Crips and the blood play. When I wrote about parties, it didn't fit. 6 in the morning, that was a real shit. Someone always dies. When I try to write happy, yo, I knew I lied. Cause I live a life of crime. Why play it blind? A simple look at any woman who says, but no, I'm a hardcore player from the streets. Rapping out hardcore topics over hardcore drum beats. A little different than the average, though. Jet you through the fast lane, drop you on death row. Cause anybody who's been there knows that life ain't so lucky on the blood so fast track. What's up, Anthony? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, Mike, you know this album, man. There's a lot of good songs on here. I like Ice Cube too, but I like Ice-T a lot better. I never listened to Ice Cube. Jeff B. Craft. I agree with you, Jeff. Waiting for like a change on waiting for charging a car. Fuck that. I'm atomic. No imagination needed, cause I lived it. This shit is real to me. Oh, gee. My girlfriend says I need to work on my accent.
I was out the disco. Two stepped up to me and said, hey yo, Ice, we don't think you're down. What set you claiming? E drew the Glock. Yo, my set's ain't it. Dumb motherfucker try to roll on me. Please, I'm protected by 1,000 MCs and hoodlums and hustlers and bangers with cherry girls. We don't even count the girls, cause they got my back and I got theirs too. Fight for the streets when I'm a Oprah Donahue. They try to sweat a nigga, but they just didn't figure. Then my wrist as quick as a hair trigger. He's not your everyday type gangster. I'm Ice-T, the original gangster.
What's up, Mr. Spoogel Sport? Good to see you, buddy. That's funny, Jeff. Yeah, like, it was weird being in your early 20s in like the 90s listening to rap. And listening to now, I couldn't imagine what it's like having kids. I'm glad you caught the bong rip, Mr. Spoogel.
I'm from South Central, fool, where everything goes. Snatch out your car so fast you'll get whiplash. Numbers on your rooftop, but when the cops pass, gangbangers don't carry no switchblades.
I have been smoking very little lately. I feel like I'm getting old. You know, like I've got like little health things going on. But what I have right now is like crazy tinnitus. I had for like a couple weeks. I'm gonna have to. I have insurance, but it's like I need to like change my doctor so I can get the referral like to a good doctor. I have some shitty fucking GP as my GP on Blue Shield, but when you change your doctor, they only do it at the end of the month. This is exciting, right? I need to go to an ENT. But point being is I haven't been smoking that much. Actually, in the last week, once on vacation, and yesterday I was having a migraine, which I tend to have a couple times a year, especially when all of a sudden it gets like overcast. I think it's related to the weather somewhat. But yeah, fucking yesterday I had a fucking migraine. And when I was in the desert, man, that first day in the desert, it was so dry and it was hot as fuck. But I think that and it was at some elevation, so I think I was having problems with it. I had a very bad headache on the second day there. I mean, we went hiking. That actually made me feel a lot better. You know, we hiked Ryan Mountain, which I looked up and it seemed like it was a beginner hike. When we started doing it, you know, like the fear of the unknown is like worse than anything. I never hiked out there. I never did shit. This was supposed to be a 3-mile round trip, 1,000-foot elevation hike. And I was like, well, I looked it up. My girlfriend looked it up that the park around the corner from us, Runyon Canyon, is 1,800 feet elevation. And I've hiked that a million times. But I don't know, this was different. Like that is 1,800 feet, but you get there really quick, then you go right down. Ryan Mountain, the whole thing was just like a slow ascent. And it was kind of nerve-wracking not knowing when it was going to be over. Although, you know, 3 miles round trip is nothing if you're in decent shape. But it was very, very cool hiking up there. What's the point being is I had a headache before I left, and then that hike really cleared my head. It was very good. I actually felt much better. But I took 2 days off from smoking. And, you know, I'm like a 24/7, you can really call it like 23/7, because I usually don't smoke the first few hours of the day. I like to just drink coffee and be fresh. I smoke before I go to work, that's for sure. That's like when I hit it first. But to take 2 full days off, in the last 20 years, I think I've taken 10 days off maybe. Even like during COVID, I took like at least 1 hit a day, like when I had COVID. I mean, not during the COVID era. But like the only thing that'll get me to stop smoking is if I feel sick somehow, like really sick. And like if it's like related to like my sinuses or my breathing, I'm not stupid. I don't want to smoke. So I took like 2 days off, and man, the first thing that happens if you smoke all day every day is like when you take a day off for your dreams. My dreams were fucking nuts. Like, you know, I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I think that every heavy smoker, we either don't dream or we forget our dreams. I think this is just fact, actually. I'm pretty sure. But man, I had and remembered, I kept getting woken up by these fucking dreams. I definitely had like crazy fucking dreams. So that shit was wild. It wasn't even bad. I kind of like having dreams. And then yesterday I had this migraine. I was just like, oh, fuck. I usually get them. They're gone in 24 hours. I just need to get through the day, go to sleep, wake up. And I woke up this morning and I was like, all right, I'm better. But I didn't smoke all day yesterday. And my dreams last night were fucking nuts. You know, but now it's like I feel like I'm back on the horse. You know, I know my girlfriend's always worried about me. She wants to make sure I get enough medication. She knows for me it's like a medication. So she's always, you know, concerned that I'm not getting enough. Like, what a great girlfriend, huh? You gotta do that. You see how long that smoke was sitting in there and it still kicks out? What are you guys talking about? Electric Rider says 420, 24/7. I hear that, man. I hear that. Jeff B. Craft says, I haven't smoked in 25 years. They tell me it's so much stronger now. I would say probably, 25 years. Okay, so you're talking about the year 2000. And I'd already been here for like 6-7 years. It's interesting. It's interesting. If you go by percentages of THC, which only in the last 5 years or so are they really tracking in a way where you can believe the numbers, it is stronger. But THC is not the only component of good herb. And just because it's got a high percentage doesn't actually mean it's going to feel stronger to you. Because it's called the entourage effect. There's all this other stuff, all these other terpenes and cannabinoids, whatever you want to call it, that make it have the effect. So on paper, yeah, it's gotten stronger, but this increase in strength happened probably before I started smoking. What it is if you smoked, let's say, 30 years ago or more, like I would say, what year? I don't really know what year. Hold on a second. Nah, because I've looked it up before and I didn't understand the answer. But I feel like past the 90s, when indoor hydroponic herbs started becoming popular here, and people started getting strains from Amsterdam or other places, like once we started growing indoors, the weed went from shitty weed that you would buy imported from, Mexico, Colombia, India, all these fucking places. The thing is the way they would make their weed, which I only learned this recently, everybody knows what dirt weed is. Like, how could this weed grow on a plant? And like, when you get it, it's just like always this brown shit, which is all people knew. Like in the 70s, I started smoking late. By the time I hit the scene, it was 95, the scene. By the time I started smoking, it was 1994, 95. And the first herb I got was very good, sticky fucking weed. It wasn't import, and it was like 60, 70, and 8. It was expensive. But then, so I never really experienced shitty weed. But everybody, like in the 70s, and probably, I think in the 80s is when indoor weed came here. In the 70s, you're smoking this imported weed. And one thing I learned is that they would grow this fucking flower, and then they would dry it in the sun. Do you know how against the rules it is to take your fresh herb and dry it in the sun? Because they were all about speed. They want to get it to market as fast as possible. So they harvest it early, earlier than they should. Because I bet you, like, the weed, like in Mexico and Colombia and Panama Red, they had all this shit. I bet you when it was coming off the tree, off the bush, it was good. But they would fucking dry their flower in the sun. Now, if you know anything about growing weed, drying is like, you can completely fuck your harvest up by drying it wrong. I'm really proud of my friends group. I always say my friends and I grew, because, man, we took a long time on the dry. Like, first you got to hang it somehow in a room that's like, I think they call it 60 degrees temperature, 60% humidity with a very small fan going. The slower you dry it, the better. If you dry it too fast, you burn off your terpenes, which give you the flavor, and I'm sure reduce the value of the carcinogens. Not carcinogens. Did I say carcinogens before too? What the fuck is that all about? Cannabinoids. Did I say how did I say? Anyhow, I don't think it causes cancer. But so that you have to dry low and slow. Low temperature. Thank you very much. Thanks, Anthony. I appreciate it, man. Always enjoys the streams. Thanks for the $5. Goes a long way. Really appreciate it. You give me a lot. All you guys, I get a lot of money from you regular guys, man. It's fucking amazing. I really appreciate it. It all adds up. So the way we would dry is like 2 weeks hanging in a closet, and then honestly up to a month in jars before I felt it was done. Not that I wouldn't smoke it at 2 weeks, but I put it in jars, crack the jars 2, 3, 4 times a day, and really, like, when you grow the plant, the moisture will stay in the inside of the bud, close to the stem. So curing is the process of getting the moisture to go from the inside to the out. And it's very like tough. You got to know what you're doing because you can easily over dry. Mostly you're going to over dry in the hang. Once you're curing, it's pretty hard to over dry at that phase. But like, so this cheap weed that there's this whole point, my fucking stories. Whole point is back in the day, that cheaper weed, you know, this Jeff here saying he stopped smoking 25 years ago. He hears it's stronger. I don't think it's stronger from 25 years ago, but from probably 35 years back, that Mexican, that Colombian, that Panama Red, all that shit, they dried that in the sun. So that means it came down from the plant, boom. They put it in the sun for 3 days. So instead of taking 2 weeks to dry, 4 weeks to cure, it's just ready to go in 3 weeks. They just over dry it. And what that sun does to your plant, it just fucking destroys it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know firsthand, obviously, so I can't say, but what a waste of good plant material to put a whole season into growing. They only have one growing season, this shit. It was all outdoor weed. This actually is what gave outdoor weed a bad reputation. For a long time, even to this day, outdoor weed is considered cheaper. Really what has happened is, in my opinion, greenhouse weed has become the shit weed nowadays. I don't really love greenhouse. I see less and less of it out there. It's hard to tell. But outdoor flower, it really got a bad reputation for a long time in the 90s, 2000s. But the thing is, if you know real growers, like from Humboldt, like I had my best friend for a long time, I can actually tell you because he's public, you can look him up. David Silverstone, he is Alicia Silverstone's brother. Sorry, I know David would never fucking see this because he's out there in hippie land. He was my friend here for a long time, smoked a lot of herb together, never met his sister, but we, kind of a wild and crazy, funny guy. He kind of dropped out of culture, society, I guess like 15, 20 years ago, and moved to Humboldt or around Humboldt and is a grower. And you can look him up. He's got, what's the name of his fucking, Silver Dragon. It's like Silver Dragon something. David Silverstone, you can look that up. I'm sure you'll find him, but he's a grower. So point being is, you know, obviously you're in Humboldt, you're an outdoor grower. Smart growers out there, they're not growing from seed, they grow from clones anyhow. They do some a little bit indoor. You have to grow your clones indoors. I don't really know though. Do they grow from seed up north? I should ask my friend. I have friends who go there, who live there. Anyhow, you'd think they start with clones, veg them, make them bigger, and then put them in the ground. I actually gave one of my my yoga students a plant that I wasn't going to use, and she's growing it on her balcony. It's looking pretty interesting. But the point being is, don't dry your fucking. So Dave was a grower, and he grew outdoors. And man, he grew this fucking strain. That's the thing about these growers. They had like 1 or 2 strains because they wanted to grow a product that knew exactly what they have to do to it, how it's going to come out. But he grew something. I can't remember what was it called? It was like some sort of a Afghani or something. I don't remember. But it was fucking awesome. It was really, really good. But the thing is this is like more from back in the day, not so much now. Tolerance is a real thing. And if you smoke the same strain, no matter how good it is, it won't always work for you. Although, I did say, that's why like starting like, second I was selling herb to my friends, it's almost an overstay. I guess I was a weed dealer. This is like a long time ago. I wasn't smoking what I was selling. I was buying like OG Kush for like 60 and 70 and eighth. It was almost undoubtedly like really good indoor. So, outdoor weed can be fucking great. But you know, when a Humboldt grower grows their crop, they don't pull it down, spend the whole season working on it, and then put it in the fucking sun. They bring it indoors, try to get a good temperature, and then they set some fans, do whatever you gotta do, keep it in the dark. You gotta keep it in the dark when you're drying it. So he grew fucking amazing weed. So outdoor can be really good. I see some of you guys picking on me in here, it's okay. All right, what's going on here? Almost time here now, right? Yeah, probably gonna call it, end on this one unless you guys got crazy topics because I'm just babbling. LA Courier, how you doing? He says, it must smell so nice. He loves the difference between indoor and outdoor. Yeah, it's like, it's amazing. Like, I like legalized herb, but I really don't like what it's done to like options. You know, they seem like very, very limited, which is strange what I'm saying because black market herb, you don't get 1 or 2 things, but I don't know. I'm just happy that happy that I grew my own so I can save some fucking money. What's up, CTP Red Dog? How you doing? I was watching you about a week ago and was mentioning when I brought the Cruiser V2 all-wheel drive, I was saying that the throttle was jerky. Ginger said the same thing. Yeah, I mean, actually, Ginger sent me a message, which, God, I need to write him back. He opened up one of these cruisers, and he had, I guess there's something wrong with the cruise control. But he definitely knows, like, more than I do about scooters when it comes to, like, technology and stuff. But I think this is just a matter of opinion. For me, the Cruiser V, it's not jerky to me. I mean, it's like, once you drive Dualtrons for thousands and thousands of miles, nothing is jerky compared to that. Maybe it's jerky because it's a sine wave controller, but like that's too subtle for me, Like for me, for like long-term use, that's just too, who cares? Who fucking cares? Get on that scooter, brace yourself, and throttle. So it's like, for me, it's just, does it not break? I feel like, and it's an interesting thing. When you ride a lot of miles, I feel like your body strengthens, it conforms to what you got. So, that Cruiser V2 also, it doesn't have like great suspension, but it has enough suspension. So, but I think Ginger's gonna come out with some good videos on the Cruiser. Yeah, he's very knowledgeable about the insides of the vehicle, and I don't know shit. Like all I know how to do is ride it, and I don't know. I just feel like I don't need much to be comfortable on it. What's uncomfortable for me is if I'm too far away from the handlebars. If I have to bend over at normal speed to ride, or if I have to reach my arms out. Like if you saw my InMotion RS video, I made a big deal about like you can't ride your scooter like this. Like this will crush your delts, crush your hands. My hands are fucked up. You gotta have your elbows tucked. So the back of your body is engaged, your biceps are engaged. It's just like, I don't know what the fucking point is. I am ranting. Whoever's making fun of me for ranting, I'll give you a shout out. Ziger M S Lost says, back in 50 minutes and you're still ranting. Well, thanks for being here at the beginning and the end. Hey, it's tough. I got no guests. How much can you fucking say about electric scooters, right? There's only so much. I do that all at the beginning, and I drink coffee while we do this, like only twice a week where I drink coffee later in the day. I'm fucking ripping a bong, so I can barely be insulted. Look, I actually cleaned it. Can you tell? It still looks a little dirty, but I cleaned it. All right, we're making up for lost time here. I haven't smoked enough this week. I'm gonna be fucked up. That's right, Don. It's a podcast. He says, duh, it's a podcast. Yeah, I know what you meant, Jeff, that you stopped 25 years ago. You meant early 90s, stronger now. Yeah, you're right. It is stronger, but I feel like we that had a similar potency 30 years ago. I guess that's my point on that rant. Ken Kramer says, you doing Uber much? No, I got fired from Uber. I'm never really told why, and I'm never going to. I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't do anything to anybody. It was a paperwork issue. So make of that what you want. I haven't told anybody, I don't think, why I got fired from Uber, but I didn't really care because Uber to this day is not really giving two-wheel drivers that many orders. And it somehow forced me to like master the DoorDash system. This is like a whole nother topic, right? We haven't even talked about deliveries, but I feel like I know exactly how much I can make doing DoorDash right now. I don't anticipate it's gonna change. You have to know how to like work the system. My friend Eddie, LA Courier, he might be one of the only few guys out there on two wheels that knows exactly what I'm talking about. Like you gotta be willing to take some $3 shitty orders. You have to stay platinum. You can't be lower because first of all, you have to be able to dash now. That means work without scheduling. I lost my status because I took like a month off at one point, didn't have enough deliveries. And oh my God, I had to schedule and I had to go to fucking Brentwood to deliver. It was actually great for the channel. But God, I'm really looking forward to going back, speaking of deliveries. I've been off, I'm gonna be off for 11 days. I haven't taken 11 days off in a long time. I haven't taken fucking 11 days off in a long time. My hand still fucking hurts. This is what I was hoping would get better. But I mean, I still feel fresh. I feel like, once I take a weekend off, when Monday comes around, I often usually, that's how you know you like your job, where like you get to Friday, you're like, all right, I could use a break. You do your weekend, and my weekends have been busy recently. Monday comes around, and I'm like, I'm ready to work. I feel good. Let's go. And then it's the cycle of getting tired by Friday. I mean, doubles are fucking hard. But guys, it's the summer. Summer Yogi Steve is coming out. I'm going to be in a great mood. I love the warm weather. I'm not going to get rained out. Like, that's the thing. I can't fucking stand, We had a couple of seasons here, even like this time of year, where it would rain for 10 days fucking straight. And that shit would suck. Don Scott says, yep, my Storm gets attention every time I throttle. I was asking Ryan, you know, he was Mini Motors USA. He still, I guess he works for them a little bit. Their official mechanic for a couple of years. Like, why are they so fucking loud? You know, like the Dualtrons are so fucking loud. I was surprised when I got on my first other big scooters, but they're cool. I like it. I still like my Storm. I still like my Ultra 2. Hey, Pablo coming in at the last minute here says, positive movement ahead always, Yogi Steve. He says this every time, everywhere, and I appreciate it. Jeff says, B-Craft says, these dash companies suck now. You guys should make $30 to $35 an hour. It is so unsafe. Hey, I can't argue with you. And I think that I still have like a little bit of like a middle class Gen Xer view on what's a good rate. Like I make 23, 24 bucks an hour doing this. Obviously it facilitates what we're doing here, the channel, everything else. So that's why it's important. But you know, if I was out on a rope, if I had like no support system, like I can easily make, you know, 50,000 is just enough to live where I live. I could make 1,000 a week, but that's like very hard. You know, if I didn't have all my other rest of my, you know, things, I'd be fucked. So they should pay us more, but I don't know. Like, I guess they should. Like, maybe I've had this discussion with my girlfriend recently that we're both Gen Xers, like, I don't think a $20 bill is what a $20 bill is anymore. Like, for a long time, a $20 bill, like, you got that in your hand, like, you got enough for a few things. You can have food, drink, maybe even something else. But now it's like, I think they need a $30 bill to be the new $20 bill, something like that. But I feel like 23, 24 an hour, somehow it seems like okay. I feel like if you're a young person, you work 60 hours a week, you can make $1,200 to $1,500 a week. But it's like, yeah, they should pay us more. I appreciate it. Is it dangerous? It probably is dangerous. I've had the second worst thing that could happen to me, like breaking my collarbone and getting knocked out 2.5 years ago. Recovered from that pretty much. Like I always say, my weightlifting will never be the same. That's what happened is like I didn't get the operation. I'm not in pain and shit, but I feel like when I'm pressing or pulling, I'm like, is this thing just gonna re-break? I didn't just fracture this. I broke it like this, like bone. It is dangerous. They should pay $30 an hour would be a better rate. But one thing again, always talking about my girlfriend. She says, I don't care that you're a DoorDash driver. I like what you do. I mean, as long as you're happy, but you know, you need a safer job. So I should really just push the personal training shit, but we'll see. Right now, it's Sunday. We did a full podcast, made a little money, answered some questions. We're almost out here. The guy says, interesting, $50 is the new 20. You know, that's just, there's no other bill. I would say maybe it's closer to realistically 35 is the new 20. But man, like everything is crazy fucking expensive. This has been going on for a while though. It's not like it's new. And it looks like we're going to duck these tariffs, at least the electric scooter business, or like just all of us. I don't know. Kind of always felt like that was just political maneuvering anyhow. Jeff Beecraft says, I bring home 1,000 a week and still underwater. Oh, believe me, I'm here's the water, here's my head. I'm like, yeah, I live week to week. I got like maybe a month's worth of life saved up, but I got a good support system. God forbid something happens. Extreme window tinting, you're coming in late, dude. I'm getting ready to sign off. It's good to see you, buddy. Tommy Weiss, how you doing, man? Extreme window tinting says that I missed the smoke machine. You missed the earlier ones, but I feel like you missed the earlier ones, but I feel like I want to do one to go out. Okay, let's go out with a hit, guys. It's a good song. Good enough. Let's go. Perfect. Watch this. Isn't that crazy how long smoke sits in there? Clean your shit, guys. Ever see my fancy lighter? All right, guys, thank you very much. That was fun. I appreciate you supporting the video, the channels. But yeah, so this week you can look forward to, I mean, I'm always a little bit behind, right? But I'm trying to post new content always. Make sure you go to Yogi Steve Journal. I really wrote that up front. That channel, when I get monetized, I'm gonna start making like every day, like I'm gonna put the camera in front of me and just fucking talk. Cause like that's my dream. If asked like how would I like to make a living, my dream is to like put the camera in front of me, talk for 5 to 15 minutes, 5 days a week. That's how you make a living. You know, like when you grow up on fucking Stern and Rogan, you look at these guys, you're like, holy shit. But the thing is I don't actually know how they do that. Because I'm doing this, I have to like kind of gear up to do these podcasts. You know, before it's like a kid getting into a bathtub. Once I'm in, I'm fine. But you know, it's like having to be on a schedule. It's like pressure. And imagine doing that like 5 days a week. I listened to Howard like every day in high school. You know, on the driving to fucking school, waking up to it, or work when I went to work after college. And it's like, how do these guys do this 5 days a week for 4 hours, 5 hours? Like I look like I have energy right now, but I'm fucking beat. They're fun. Hey, Jeff, my pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you. Sick that you saw the Beastie Boys live in the 90s. Man, I wish I would have fucking done that before one of them. Are they all 2 are dead or 1 dead? I don't know. Guys, appreciate your support. I got to have dinner with my girlfriend now. I'm going to hit her up. See you all next time. Thank you.